Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men and little bitches. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about why only a liberal, fake, progressive message can be approved by the mainstream media and can get through the YouTube algorithm. Because an entire faction of our population is being silenced, is having their voices curtailed. And I believe that these are the voices that you, as an individual, need to hear and assimilate in order to have a productive life. In other words, I think that the liberal, fake, progressive message that most of your SJW liberal college students adopt is a false message. It's virtue signaling. It is jockeying for position within a collective through virtue signal. And this is the part that I don't think people really, understand, is that in order to do that, you have to demonize the counter message. And that counter message is individual responsibility. But you could just, go out and buy a product and kind of like replace that empty hole within you. And if you're looking for particular types of products, this is what the liberal, fake, progressive message is designed to, facilitate. That's what's going on here, is that there's two competing messages. One of them is, be part of the group, don't take responsibility, find your satisfaction in material goods, treat the symptoms. Your life is about how you feel, and we can use your ideas to manipulate your feelings, especially if you're part of the group. Another message is about you taking personal responsibility for your life. It's very difficult. It's a very lonely road, right? It's a very lonely path. Makes a person very isolated. You can understand why this message is discouraged, right? There's only one Elon Musk, okay? There's only one Donald Trump, okay? But there's a lot of fake progressives out there, right? Now, that's not to say that there aren't plenty of crazy conservatives as well, because there are. But this is a message of responsibility. And if you want to pursue, your feelings, responsibility, it's a difficult way to go. It really is all about delayed gratification and not going along with the group. And then the shame and the isolation that's involved with that. So people who have been representing a responsible message are being driven out. And the reason why is so that the message encourages people to be, irresponsible, to be a false progressive, to virtue signal, to be part of the group, and then you can control them. This is why the victim threat narrative plays so well, with people who don't want to take personal responsibility and who want to demonize the people who disagree with them. It's not a hard thing to see once you're about 40 years old and, you've worked through certain experiences in life. But before then, it's pretty difficult to see it. I think it's also very important that you recognize that if I were talking about this, but at the same time trying to sell you a product that went counter to this message, do you understand what that means? And in this, I don't think many of you do. In other words, I could co-opt this message in order to discourage you from this message. Pretty easy. That's not what I do. Therefore, my message is not supported. What we're talking about here is male freedom. And the prison is within your mind. You are trapped within your own body. Okay, you're never getting out. Now the question becomes, who or what is keeping you company? And these are your thoughts. If you adopt the thoughts of the collective, your life is going to go in a particular direction. Your daily events are going to go in a particular direction, where you play the victim, where you become emotionally irate and excited, like a ship tossed about on the ocean. If you go the other way towards self-responsibility, then you build yourself up. You become stronger. It's a huge responsibility. It will isolate you from other people. The group itself will demonize you. But in the long run, it's the only way for you to become strong as an individual. Most people will decide to go along with the group until they become so sick that unless they change, their path, they're going to die. Would you like to wait that long? Are you oh so confident that you could turn it around at that point? Here's another way of looking at it. What kind of a civilization do you want? Do you want a group of independent, disciplined citizens who look out for their own self-interests and cannot be tricked or manipulated? Or do you want a bunch of emotional, needy, frightened, unsure children that you can direct and control? Which do you want? You as an individual, you would be wise to make yourself strong and independent. But if you were in charge, if you had power and you wanted to hold on to that power, then you would want a nation of people that were weak and dependent. What are we trying to build right now? We're trying to build weak, dependent people who will take orders. The public school system is designed to make people cooperate and to be obedient and to obey, not to make them strong, independent, thoughtful, and capable in an open market. You need to find your own way. You need to go your own way. Because the way of the group, as appealing as it might seem to you as a man, it's not for you. Now, there's a lot of advantages. Security, material. If that's it, you might want to go that way. And I understand that, if you're compromised, if you're in a very difficult situation, that you almost have no choice. But you need to extract yourself and work yourself out of that situation. I would hope that's what you would do. But understand that the system doesn't want you to do that. That the beta blue pill cock is exactly what our society is trying to build. That's why he's rewarded. That's why when he comes into MGTOW and talks about what a stud he is and how there's so many more women for him, he's actually proud of it. You know what I mean? He doesn't realize what a simp he really is. He thinks that, he's the real man. He's the champion. And, look, I don't want to pick on any individual, but if you let a woman rule you, you turn into a fat, disgusting slob. Okay? I'm sorry. And you guys know this. And I'm not trying to be cruel to people who, have a weight problem or who have a metabolism problem. Okay? I'm saying to you that the emotional abuse that this system heaps upon strong men will cause any man, to go that way. You need to recognize it and you need to turn it around. You don't have to. It's your life. You do what you want. But understand that the system itself is encouraging the men to placate the women and to worship the women and to go along with the group. Now, if you're a man of very limited abilities, if you're a man who's not sure of himself, if you're a man who has no vision and dream for his future, I understand going along. I do, and I don't mean to make it sound shameful. But is that who you want to be in life? Is that what you want? I think it would be an empty existence for you, okay? I think that you need to find the things that you care about in life beyond making enough money to pay your bills for another day so that you can then work and sacrifice yourself in order to make enough money to live another day. I don't think that's good enough. I think that you need to be thinking about your future and where you want to be in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years. And I think you need to be on that path today, right now. And I understand if you can't extract yourself out of a dependent, exploitive situation, like a job to pay your bills. I understand. You can't just quit. But you could continue to work, and then with what spare time you had, you could start an online business. I'm really disappointed with, the so-called men within MGTOW who discourage men from making money online. I'm really disappointed in that. It's such a low-level, socialistic, dependent move. It really is. It's such a lack of awareness of the man's position in the world. Please understand that the number one way that you're going to be attacked as a man in life is financially. Okay? And that if you can get that in order, that is your primary goal concerning your freedom and independence. If they can fire you from your job, if they can kick you out of your profession, if they can stop you from putting out monetizable videos, okay, they can destroy you. So the men who encourage this are broken men. They don't realize it. They don't want to admit it. And I understand. I don't blame them. But they don't understand freedom. They don't understand personal responsibility. They don't understand a free market. They honestly think that someone still owes them a living in life. And they resent the men and the people who can actually support themselves, within the system. They denigrate it. They shame it because they can't do it. Right? So they want to drag everybody else down to their level. Now, the fake liberal, fake progressive, that's even worse, right? That's just somebody who's a complete member of the group, of the collective, and they're just waiting for their handout. And the way that they protect their position within the group and move up within the group is by attacking other people who might not be conforming to the rules of the group. That's why, some of the guys come into MGTOW and they make up all the rules. You can do this, you cannot do that. You may do this, you may do that. Look, MGTOW never has said you can't sleep with women. It's never said that. I never heard Barbarossa say that. I Never heard Stardust say that. I never heard Spezna say that. I never heard Sandman say that. I never heard TFM say that. I've never heard any of the other MGTOWs say that MGTOW means you can't sleep with women. I've heard some monks and some guys who really can't build up their channels suggest that. I've heard people who are shaming MGTOW saying that that's what it means. I've never said it. Don't think I've ever heard MGTOW 101 or Chris Cantu ever say it. That's not what it means. Right? This is just what some guys who are so desperate to gain validation within the eyes of women, that's just something that they say. And it's something that the man who wants to use MGTOW as a private club, where, these are the rules and I'm a good MGTOW. Look, I know guys who call themselves the true MGTOW and they can't get any subscribers, right? Nobody wants to listen to them because their message is so restrictive. You know what I mean? It's just a list of hundreds of rules, what you can and can't do, when you can talk, when you can't talk. It's retarded. It's madness. So understand that that's what the progressive fake liberal left is also doing. They just make up a bunch of rules so that then they can, delineate their positions within the group. And I really wish you could understand, and I really wish that someday as an individual you can wrap your head around this, that's one way to go. Make up rules, pretend that you're important in the group. But there's another way, and that is the true way of the man. That is the true way of the free individual. That is the way of going your own way. Not going your own way away from women, per se, but going your own way from a corrupt, exploitive system that seeks to exploit you and to destroy you. You have to be able to separate yourself from that group and recognize what they're trying to take from you, why it's important. That's what I hope for, okay? That's part of the reason why I make the content that I make. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. So let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.